GM, good morning. Welcome to the Milk Road Show, the daily crypto show that'll hype you up like your favorite song hitting just right on shuffle. I'm your host, Jay Hamilton, and today we are joined by Zeneca, legendary crypto investor, Tweetor, the guy who first dropped virtuals on this show over 3 weeks ago, up 3x by now. Had you bought it then and listened to Zen, not financial advice, do your own research and all that. But the reason I bring up virtuals is that is one of the tokens we are going to discuss today, along with 4 others. We got 5 tokens, the 5 top tokens that we are most excited about right now in December 2024. Before we jump in, do me a big favor, y'all. It's Christmas. It's the giving season. Give us a gift back for all that we give you by liking or subscribing or commenting on our show wherever you listen. It makes a big difference. It'll help us get more experts in the space on the show in 2025, which will in turn help you win in this year ahead. That's going to be fucking awesome. Also, we need to take a minute to hear from our sponsors who make the show possible. Meanwhile is the world's first licensed and regulated life insurance company built for the Bitcoin economy. They do everything in BTC. You pay in BTC, they pay claims to your family in BTC. You take out policy loans entirely in BTC when you need liquidity. Protect your family from life's uncertainty and a broken financial system. Build intergenerational Bitcoin wealth while the cost of living skyrockets in dollar terms. Plus, get all the tax and legal benefits of life insurance now in Bitcoin. Visit milkroad.com/meanwhile to join the waitlist and get early access to the world's first Bitcoin life insurance. Whether you're bullish or bearish on MicroStrategy, T-Rex ETFs are your gateway to dynamic market plays. Get exclusive access to leveraged exposures with the first 2 times short or 2 times long ETFs designed specifically for MicroStrategy stock. Position yourself with precision. With T-Rex, you gain access to powerful tools for sophisticated investors. Zeneca, welcome back to the show.
Good to be back, GM.
We had you on last week. Usually we only get you every 2 weeks,
Yeah.
but we crammed you in before Christmas so we could get a little extra Zeneca in our life, which I know everybody loves. Okay, we got 5 tokens today that we are excited about right now. We're going to start with the obvious one in this moment, which is PENGU. PENGU launched yesterday as we record this 2 days ago. By the time you guys are going to listen to this, it's the 6th biggest meme coin by market cap, 60th, I think right now, 60th as of this recording, total overall coin by market cap. Just launched. It's at about a 2 billion market cap. I think it's actually up to 2.2 billion. It's up to 3 billion right now. Market cap or
market cap. FTV.
So FTV. 2 billion market cap, 3 billion FTV. It's had a ride to start, that's for sure. I got some other stats and I'll get you in here. We've had over 900,000 people claims so far, which is just insane to think about. 900,000 newly rich crypto people. I'm sure they're already a little bit rich, but cashing in. Here's my favorite stat. The top claimer claimed $4.2 million of PENGU.
Wow.
$4.2 million. What a day that was for whoever that is. Shout out to you. Okay. Zen, let's just start with your initial thoughts. What do you think so far?
I mean, it's incredibly impressive. Just everything. Like, for a new coin to launch and be top 60 overall market cap and top 6 meme, that is, like, we've seen so many meme coins launch in the last year or two. We know how people celebrate getting to that 1 billion mark. That's like extremely difficult. And they just straight out launched at like 4 billion, 4.5, and then they dropped a bit. So yeah, just a masterclass by Luca and the whole Pudgy Penguins team. I think one of the things they did really well was they distributed the token really, really far and wide. Like you said, 900,000 wallets have claimed. Probably almost everyone listening to this, if you've done things on chain on ETH or Solana in the last couple of years, you're probably eligible for some amount of tokens. They really wanted to reward the users of the blockchains, OG holders, as well as holders of a whole bunch of other communities. So they got a lot of goodwill, and they built up a lot of goodwill over the couple of years since Luca took over, just by creating an awesome brand and community. So yeah, congrats to them. They've done well, and I'm sort of maximally bullish on the token from here as well.
Amazing. That's exactly why we wanted to pick your brain today, because a lot of people are trying to decide, I think, whether do you hold, do you sell? If you got the airdrop, do you buy? What do you do next? Before we jump into that, a couple of other stats. 7 million total wallets I saw were eligible to claim. 7 million.
Wow.
Like you
That's
said,
crazy.
that's crazy. Now it's not 7 million people, that's 7 million wallets, but
Mhm.
still like incredible distribution. What do you think? I guess my first question is, I'm guessing you got the airdrop. I think you hold some pudgies.
I have two big pudgies, one little, one rod, and then just because of getting like other communities and other activity, I got some. I haven't claimed most of mine yet. I claimed a bit. It was like the one criticism I think of the whole thing is probably the claim process upon launch was kind of a nightmare. I think they had like 10 million requests on their website in an hour or something like that. So it just crashed. APIs went down and people had issues claiming. And I had no intention to sell. So I basically went to sleep and claimed in the morning.
Okay. Have you sold any?
No. A little bit, but not by selling. I've been providing liquidity to get money on the trading fees. And so I did it both ways. And so I've lost some PENGU by doing that and gotten sold, but I've also bought some PENGU, and I'm, depending on the price, I'm buying and selling effectively due to a permanent loss. But I'm not like intentionally going out and just market selling a big bag. I kind of want to hold the majority of mine.
Okay. That's okay. That as I say, that's the main next question I want to get to is why are you so bullish on this? Why are you holding? Why are you thinking of buying more?
So it's the meme coin cycle. We've seen that thesis proven well and truly now. They've outperformed almost everything else. And then B, pudgy penguins have just, as NFTs, outperformed almost anything else over the last couple of years. And C, I think I have this thesis that the Pengu token is like the great unifying token. It brings together NFT people and like crypto people and meme coin people for a long time, two like communities that didn't have that much overlap. It brings together crypto people and normies. Like they've got these cute pudgy penguin gifs all over TikTok and Instagram, and what my parents will occasionally send me just a pudgy penguin gift just randomly, or like someone will send me a family member will send me, and I'm like, where did you even get that? They're in Walmart, they're in Big W here in Australia. They've proliferated the brand really, really well. So it bridges that and unifies those two communities. I think it even bridges Ethereum and Solana people. Like, it's the NFTs are on ETH, the token is on Sol. It kind of, they gave a bunch of Sol people Pengu token. I'm certain a bunch of ETH people had never interacted with Solana before. Now they're over there claiming, so unifies those two. And I think it even in a way unifies like the whole point of meme coins is anti-VC, but they took in VC funding. They raised around in early 2022, but they've been staunchly community first. And by distributing the token so far and wide, it's been very community centric. So I think they're even bridging that gap between, hey, VC funding isn't all evil, isn't bad. You can take in funding and still do right by your community. And like, it just, to me, it's got everything. And so it's hard not to be crazy bullish on it. Obviously, everyone seemed to be bullish on it. And so with any airdrop, you're going to get a bunch of sell pressure as people claim and sell. But I think we're kind of at the tail end of that, or in the second half of that. So we're starting to see less claims now, and token prices starting to go up.
Yeah, it feels like we sort of did bottom out already. Here, let me pull up the chart here. So I love pulling up charts that are like literally 36 hours old.
Yeah.
It's so funny to look at this. Guys, do not take just 36 hours as the definitive research here. But yeah, we bottomed out. It looks like we got to 2.1 billion.
Yeah, something around that.
Oh, we did it. We got to 1. Where's the low here? 1.5. Oh, we got to 1. Oh, wow. We got as low as no, I'm not looking at market cap. I'm looking at price. I'm confused here. We got to 1.6 billion was our low on market cap, and now we're back up to 2.2. Price has gotten as low as 2 cents. Yeah, about 2 cents, just above that. Now we're up to 3 cents, 3.5 cents. I do love that they the way they priced it. Like, all these tokens that are priced at, you think about new people coming in and you mentioned all their gifts, their gift distribution is just insane. And as you said, that's affecting people outside of crypto. That's not just us. That's like everyday people. What are they going to buy when they come in? Something that's $100,000 like Bitcoin, or something that's 3 cents, right? So I think that sets it up well. Okay, so right now, so it feels like we're bottomed out, but we'll see. It's only been 36 hours. Right now, we're at about 2.25 billion market cap. What's your bear case? What's your bull case?
I mean, if the market tanks, if anything happens, I could see it dropping below 2 again, maybe 1.5. I think there's a lot of buyers that will step in between that 1 to 1.5 billion range, and certainly below 1 billion. But if the wider market crashes, it is possible for it to crash. I think it's unlikely. We might see, sub 2 again, but I do think it's likely to have bottomed. It's tough to look at just 36 hours and look at that. But another thing I'm looking at is how many tokens have been claimed overall, because as people claim tokens, they obviously dump them. And I think it is somewhere in the realm of 18 billion. Yeah. It's about 60% of all the Pudgy Penguin holders have claimed, and then maybe like 25, 30% of the rest. Of the rest, I think there's a lot that will be just in dead wallets, or people that will forget about and not claim. And so that will effectively be burned at the end. And then I think there's a significant percentage that is actually going to people who bought the Pudgy Penguin toys. They had a QR code. If you scan that QR code, you'll get some tokens. But Lucas said that won't be until it's live on Abstract. So that'll be in January sometime. And so we're going to have this period where there aren't that many new claims coming in. And it'll I think the sell pressure has, it's really probably bottomed out. And now we see if buyers come in and go from here. In terms of bull case, I don't know. Like I said, I think this is the great unifying coin. I could see it at multi $10 billion market cap or FDV at some point. It kind of depends on the whole market and cycle, but it's already the number 6 meme. I could see it getting to 10 to 20 billion in the next, say, 6 months. Not financial advice, of course, but yeah, I'm bullish.
Yeah, me too. I feel very excited about it. You mentioned Abstract. What's your take on Abstract? Any thoughts on, obviously, Abstract, for everybody who doesn't know, is Igloo, the parent company of Pudgy, purchased what was Frame. This is such a whirlwind story here. Basically, Abstract is Pudgy's L2.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
It's on top of ZK Sync. It's on the Elastic chain. Anyways, jargon.
Yeah.
It's Pudgy's L2. Give us your thoughts.
It's Pudgy's L2, but I think they're trying to make it the L2 for like all NFTs, and they're trying to build with that in mind. Which as someone that's very bullish on NFTs, I'm hopeful for it. I think it's really, 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 really tough to build a successful L2. We've seen that, like Blast is a good example. It had so much hype, so much attention. So the fundamentals were great. I'm still bullish on Blast, but like it was really tough for them to get off the ground. The L2 space is competitive. You have Base taking a lot of attention and a large part of the market share. But it's possible that they carve out a niche for themselves with NFTs, or Pudgies are just so big that they prove this new model of one company basically dominating a chain. So I would say I'm cautiously optimistic about it. One thing we've learned is like, don't fade Luca. He's sort of just proven time and time again. However, I'm reminded that everyone said don't fade Pac-Man ahead of Blast as well. So I think that it's good to be maximally bullish, but just don't have full-on blinders on and don't bet the farm. But yeah, I think it's also very different timing. Like Blast launched kind of at the beginning / in the middle of like 7 months of chop, whereas I mean, I'm assuming that the market will still be quite bullish in a month from now when Abstract launches. So I think they have that in their favor as well.
Yeah, completely different. Blast launched in June, May, June.
Yeah, I think it was around June. Yeah.
It was sort of the middle, even the beginning of the chop, sort of.
Yeah, people were,
and also Blast had sort of, Blur was very controversial, right, to a lot of people in the space, right? It's the kind of the opposite of what you're saying. Pudgy Penguins is the unifying force. Pengu is the unifying. Blur was not.
Exactly. That's a really good way of putting it.
So yeah. Okay. This kind of leads to before we move on to our other tokens, I do want to ask, because you're the NFT guy, this is the first NFT project that has launched a fungible token, and maybe not the first. I shouldn't say.
Yeah, there was Ape, but first this cycle, I would say first big one this cycle.
Exactly. Yeah. And now there's talk of Doodles, Azuki, more are coming. Any thoughts here on any alpha of which projects you think might launch this cycle? Any opportunities to maybe grab some NFTs to get into some airdrops before they're announced?
I think Azuki is pretty clearly signaled that they'll be dropping an anime coin. There's a lot of speculation on Doodles, like you said. There's probably a few others. The thing is, the alpha was probably to buy them a month or two ago before the PENGU drop. Now it's kind of, I think, priced in. And what you normally see happen, and we basically have largely seen happen with PENGU as well, is that like the Pudgy Penguin NFTs dropped in a price roughly equivalent to what people got airdropped. Now, if you like claimed immediately and sold immediately, you probably, you could have made a bit of money. And actually the NFT price is going back up now. But I think for almost every other drop after this, that's a token associated with an NFT, it's largely going to be like not a great, it's not alpha at this point, I think. And we've seen as well, like in the past, like the first project to do something or the first each cycle does really, really well. And then there's like diminishing returns every time after that. So I think it'll do well. And I'm kind of bullish on the whole idea of it. I used to be pretty bearish on NFT projects launching tokens because I was like, you're just diluting, you're having another token, it'll bleed to zero, it's bad, all this kind of stuff. But that was when they were launching utility tokens, when they were trying to do stuff. If they're launching meme coins now, it's a way for more people to get in on the ecosystem. If they're $10, they can be part of the community, which is actually, to me, bullish, as long as they're not like promising, hey, this is going to change the world and everything like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's to be honest, one of the first things I asked when they announced PENGU. I was like, please tell me there's no utility. Like, yes. Please tell me this is purely a meme coin. Don't ever give it utility. Just leave it as a meme coin, and that will make it do much better in the long run. One more Pudgy Igloo question. There's this rumor going around. OpenSea has all of a sudden come back into the picture. They recently, I think, applied for.
They registered a foundation, I think, in the Cayman Islands. Or somewhere.
Yeah, Cayman Islands. Okay, and so there's a speculation that they might get bought, and people are thinking, does Igloo buy them, Pudgy's parent company, or does OpenSea launch a token because they're leaving the US and they register in the Cayman Islands? Any thoughts there?
Yeah, I don't think they're getting bought, only because I saw one of the founders basically reply on Twitter saying, no, we're not being bought. Although it's possible that they're saying that and things change, or for legal reasons they couldn't admit it. But I do think they'll drop a token. I think they've hinted a few times now. The registering of the Cayman Islands Foundation is like classic. Every project that launches a token basically does that. It's Cayman Islands, it's Dubai, it's the British Virgin Islands. It's, you set up an entity offshore to wrap the DAO and the token in. And they've also announced that there's some sort of like new announcement coming in December, OpenSea 2, some point system. And so, especially with the legal landscape changing in America, I think it's become a lot more appealing for US-based companies to potentially launch tokens. And so, yeah, I mean, a lot of hopium, but actually, I even remember a tweet where they said something along the lines of like usage from 2021 will be considered or taken into account, which you would hope and expect. But again, which aligns with the idea that they seem to be thinking about launching a token. Now, MetaMask has mentioned in the past they were launching a token and they teased it, and infamously we never got it. I'm hoping this time it's different and we do get one, because that will really, NFT super cycle is coming. If you got PENGU dropping, Abstract dropping, you got OpenSea dropping a token, you got Anime, you got Doodles, you got, it's just all the stars are aligning for NFTs to kind of go boom.
Yeah, basically all the NFT owners, all the NFT people that traded in the last cycle all of a sudden get a bunch of money in their wallets. And
Yeah.
what do you think those people do? Sure, I'm sure they spread it around, but a good bet that those people are going to go buy more NFTs.
Yeah, and also you have people that weren't that into NFTs, but now they see them as the digital flex that a lot of them are. I've probably seen half a dozen times already this cycle someone on my Twitter timeline who I'd never heard of before basically post a big long tweet thread story basically saying, my dream was always to own a CryptoPunk. I made it big on this meme coin, or I finally made a bunch of money, never stopped clicking, and I finally bought my punk. And I think that's kind of like the tail end of the market cycle where people get crypto rich, they make a bunch of money, and where do they go to spend it? Yes, they'll take money out, they'll buy a house, they'll pay off whatever, they'll get a car or a watch. But a lot
buy
of them
a Lambo.
will,
Come on, buy
there
a
you go.
house, buy
If
a
they do really
Lambo.
well, they buy a Lambo and 10 watches. But they'll also probably get a nice PFP because the thing, I saw this tweet in the bear market that always stuck with me. Everyone says NFTs are dead, but then literally everyone on crypto Twitter has an NFT as their PFP. And it's just like, yeah, you can't have it both ways.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love it. Okay. Let's go to our other tokens that we want to highlight today. So the other one is Hyperliquid, one of the fastest growing tokens since it launched just under a month ago. I think it launched about a month. November 29th. So 3 weeks ago. Crazy. It is up 675% since its launch. Started at $3 up to $25. Market cap started around, what did it start at? 2 billion. Currently trading at 6 billion market cap. What are you seeing here with Hyperliquid?
Yeah, I think I kind of faded it in a couple of ways. I didn't farm it as much. I chose to farm Blast instead. I got a little bit of an airdrop because I used it a little bit, but everyone I know and everyone seems to be maximally bullish on it. So Hyperliquid it's basically a on-chain perp DEX. So a decentralized exchange where you can trade perpetuals, futures. If you want to leverage trade a whole bunch of tokens, then that's the place to do it. It's also, people are calling it, it's like an L1. It's kind of like a Binance competitor. So Binance lists tokens, they go boom, you go there to trade it. It makes it easy for people. It's like the on-chain version of that. We've had a few different, or a bunch of different protocols try to do the same thing over the years. DYDX was probably one of the previously most well-known ones. But Hyperliquid just came out and they executed it like just the best level. They created an excellent product. And then they did an airdrop where they didn't take VC funding. They just airdropped a giant amount to their community and users. They were very good to them. The founders themselves, the company is making a bunch of money and using it to buy back the token. And they've basically set the gold standard now for how to do an airdrop. And proven that not all airdrops get dumped, and proven that it's not only meme coins that can do well. You build a really good product and people will use it and do well. And so, yeah, the token price has basically been up only since launch. And honestly, I kind of expect it to just keep going up for a while longer.
Do you? Okay, I want to chat about that in a minute, but just to double down on the explanation, the best way I heard it explained is like Hyperliquid is basically Binance without KYC.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it as well. Yeah, on-chain Binance without KYC.
It's on-chain Binance. You don't need to KYC. And as you said, it's a very successful business. It's doing very well. This isn't a new L1 that is trying to gain adoption and trying to figure out where they sit within the blockchain ecosystem and who their users are and what apps can be built on there. This is an L1 that has a very successful app essentially that works incredibly well and really does have a massive use case, right? Like this, this is something that a lot of people wanted when you think about AIs and AI agents trading and using more crypto and doing more things on chain. Like this is the type of product I could totally see them using. So makes a lot of sense for a lot of different reasons. I think the number one question that everyone's asking right now is, okay, you look at Hyperliquid, you're like, holy shit, it's up 5x since it launched. Like, did I miss it? Right? Like, am I buying the top? Is it too late? Have you bought any? What do you think?
No, but I keep waiting for a dip, and the dip literally just doesn't come. Although as it just popped up before on your screen, I saw it at like $24, and the first thought that came to my head was like, it's actually dipped a little bit because it hit 29. a day or so ago. So like I'm probably gonna hop off this and go buy a big bag if it's still at those prices, because I really want to get a big position. And I've been waiting since like really since the airdrop, but I got like crazy bullish probably around $14-15 and just wait. I was like, there'll be a little bit, there is no dip. And now with the entire market crashing, that's what it took for it to dip. But yeah, like you said, great use case. They've got a lot of, they're just doing everything right. They've got another airdrop coming up as well at some point in the future. So just by using it, probably people will do well to get in on that. Obviously, it'll be way more diluted than the first one, but probably still worth paying a little bit of attention to. And they do one really cool thing as well. One other really cool thing, which is everyone always talks about like getting listed on Binance, getting listed on Coinbase, getting listed on KuCoin, all the centralized exchange listings. If you ever, if you've run a project, if you have a token, and you tried to get listed on these exchanges, especially at launch, you know how difficult it is. Normally they charge you an arm and a leg. They need a large percentage of the token supply. It's honestly like hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe more sometimes, to get in on it. They make you jump through all sorts of hoops. You have to show social metrics, all this kind of stuff. Hyperliquid came along and said, you know what, we're just going to do away with that system, and we're just going to have an auction every day. We're only going to list so many tokens per year. I don't even think it's every day. And whoever pays the most gets to list their token. And we don't need part of the supply. We don't need, you don't need to jump through any hoops. It's all transparent so that the world can see. A lot of
that's huge, actually. That's huge.
It's massive.
Finance has been so bad about this.
They're so mercenary about it. Yeah. And people don't even know what happens behind the scenes. Like it's not just Binance. It's a lot of the exchanges. I don't want to just single them out, but like they will just
them all
bleed you dry. And yeah, now you can just come along and pay. And a couple of the price has been going up, but like there've been some auction sales of around $1 million in the last couple of days, and $500,000, and that's just money going to the protocol basically, and token holders. And it's just like it's just a good ecosystem and business model. And yeah, like I said, as soon as we hop off this, I'm gonna go buy some. Finally,
let's finish this quick. This is the other reason. This is what I saw that made me still bullish on Hyperliquid even at these prices. Was a couple of different polls that were put out. This one's from December 15th, and it's asking, did you buy any Hyperliquid spot tokens over the last couple of weeks? 72% said no. Have you bridged over to Hyperliquid yet? 51% said no, and 20% said, what is Hyperliquid?
Oh my God. Yeah.
And then this is from the day before, so December 14th, but also this is only a few days ago. I know things move fast in crypto, but this is, did you bridge to Hyperliquid? 53%, nah, don't care. 11% planning to. So yeah, it still feels like it's very early for this for Hyperliquid and this ecosystem they're building. I think it is early, so I think it is.
Getting my ledger ready. I'm ready for this. I'm gonna go buy real soon.
Okay, let's go to next. Let's go to FARTCOIN, because I gotta bring up FARTCOIN for so many reasons. It's absolutely crushing it. Let me pull up the chart here. It is up 180% in the last 30 days. What are your thoughts on FARTCOIN?
Yeah, it's the ultimate left curve meme coin that has the AI element to it as well. I'm pretty sure it was Goat that launched it, or like was involved in the launching of it.
Was it? Oh, I didn't realize it was like.
I think it was Goat. It might have been Zero.
Wait, when you say Goat, do you mean Truth Terminal, like the AI?
Yes.
Endorsed
the
Goat?
AI itself was. I think someone asked it, if you would launch a meme coin, what would you launch? It said FARTCOIN, or I can't remember the exact origin story of it, but it was definitely, it definitely has an origin with AI. I think it was Truth Terminal. I definitely knew. I just too much. My memory is awful. But anyway, so it has that AI element, and then it's just FARTCOIN. It's just like funny. It's just stupid. It's just the type of stupid meme that can go viral and clearly has gone viral.
Oh wow! It just passed a billion. Oh no, it's not past a billion yet. Has it passed a billion? It passed it. Oh, it passed it for a second earlier today.
It passed it. Let's see. Yeah, it's just been absolutely flying, and it's the tagline is, the higher it goes, the funnier it gets, which it's hard not to agree with. And it's the kind of thing that you can see like just news making fun of and talking about, and like it's like some of the meme coins that the news probably wouldn't talk about. Like there's just some just very I guess anti-PC to say the word, that they probably won't touch. But FARTCOIN, everyone loves farts. It's funny. It's like kids love it, adults love it. It's like, who doesn't? It's just, it's stupid. It's left curve. It's doing well, and yeah, it's just one of those things.
It feels very much, if you want to do barbell strategy on the AI side, this is, and there's a few. It doesn't have to be FARTCOIN. You can pick your own. There's a bunch that are quite well set up and have great. I guess this is AI meme coin, whereas there is also the like. And guys, if you want to dive deeper into this, go back and listen to our episode on Monday with Sammy, where we talk about. We break down basically the different ways to invest in AI agents. But this one does feel like it could be the AI meme, or could be the meme coin of the next year, because it has that AI element to it. Compete with PENGU, obviously, although they're quite different in a way. Okay, let's go to virtuals. Would love to hear your thoughts on virtuals. As I said at the beginning of the show, you first talked about virtuals on this show 3 weeks ago. At that time, it was significantly cheaper than it is today. But tell us your thoughts on virtuals, and then if you think it's still a good buy.
Yeah, so virtuals has touched, I think it touched 3 billion market cap, or FDV. It's dropped down to about 2.5 now. I'm still very bullish on it. I think the thesis hasn't changed. I think AI is going to continue being a dominant narrative this cycle. AI agents. It's on Base. I think Base is. We spoke about it a few weeks ago. Maximally bullish on Base. I think that's a big narrative and going to do well in 2025. It also has these great network effects with virtuals. As like the bigger it gets, the more teams that build on it, the more attention it gets, the more successful agents that are launched, the better the token will do as well, because it has actual utility. All the agents launched are paired against it in the liquidity pool. So, there's just there's burns and buybacks and fees, and it actually makes money. It's kind of like Hyperliquid in a way. People are calling it like an L1 for AI agents, which I like the sound of because it seems good for my bags. I think it might be a little bit hyperbolic, but there is some truth to it, in that it's becoming a place where you go to launch tokens. And the team is also really, really good. They're like constantly shipping updates. They're creating better tooling for like anyone that wants to launch an AI, both if you're like a sophisticated AI engineer and want to get technical, or if you're just a layperson and want to like tinker around. They made it really user friendly as well. So they're doing it just really good job. They're iterating quickly. I'm still really bullish on it, and yeah, I'm holding pretty much all of mine still.
So I really like virtuals for the Base component, because I think, we did a whole episode on Base, and you laid out your bull case for Base so well, and you can't buy Base tokens, so you got to look for beta plays in that ecosystem. And this appears to be one of the best beta plays right now. The thing I can't decide about virtuals is I think everybody out there probably is, if you're not already in AI agents, you're probably like itching to get in, and you're trying to find your moment. And now's a tough moment to get in, because everything's going up so fast. You kind of feel like, fuck, like, did I miss it? Do I need to wait for a dip? And it's very confusing. I think the best opportunity in AI agents, or the safest, I should say, maybe not the best opportunity, but the safest is the picks and shovels, the infra play, which is virtuals or AI 16Z, or it sounds like I've heard a bunch more coming. What I can't decide is like, how do you know that virtuals is the one versus these others? Are you an AI 16Z? Do you think that?
I sold out of it a little while ago. I think they're doing really well as well. That's like, it's kind of like the Solana play, the Base play. I agree. There are a ton of new launch pads that have popped up and will continue to pop up. I think the network effects and the sort of being first counts, like being early and having that market attention and name. And like virtuals has been around for, I think, a year. They launched at the beginning of this year. And so they've been around a long time. Now there's some platforms and people doing AI stuff even longer than that. But in terms of like mind share and attention that they've got, and especially when it comes to some of the agents that are launched on virtuals, like AI XBT being the prime example, it has like 160,000 Twitter followers now. It's like the #1 influencer on Twitter in terms of mind share. It's it's absolutely wild how fast it's growing. And then it's like this symbiotic relationship where as it grows and gets more attention, virtual grows and gets more attention. As virtual grows, its agents get more attention. And it's just like they both sort of work really, really well together. And I think that's just a great flywheel that yeah, anyway, it could be wrong, but I'm placing my bets on the virtuals eco still.
Do you like virtuals for the rest of this cycle? Do you think it's like a cycle play, or do you see it more as a short-term play?
Cycle play, yeah.
Okay.
Not a short-term play. I'm basically holding it through again because I think ETH is going to pump. I think base will have a proper base season. I think AI agents are just going to be like AI is going to be a dominant narrative this whole cycle. All of those combined, it's like it's not something I'm trying to swing trade in the short term. Yeah.
I don't know if you have a 2025 prediction or a thought on this, but we've been recording so many 2025 prediction shows recently that are coming out in the next few weeks. Everybody buckle up. It's bull season, baby. These episodes are very bullish. But I got a tease a little bit. I won't say who said it, so you guys got to listen to see who said it. But somebody said that they think an AI agent coin gets to 100 billion this cycle. I don't know if you think that's possible, or where you play out like how AI agents might go for this cycle. Any thoughts on that?
I could believe that. I would say an AI coin. I don't know. It might not necessarily be an AI agent. Could be something like Tau. It could be virtuals, which is like the platform play. But yeah, I think like, let's say Bitcoin gets to 200K. 200K. That's just so much room for alts, and like Bitcoin dominance drops to like 40% or something. It's just so much money.
Gotta go somewhere.
Like that's so much higher than like we've ever seen before. We saw Doge go to 80 billion. We've got multiple $10 billion meme coins now. Yeah, like ETH might be at a $1 trillion market cap. Sol might be at 500 billion. It's like things will get really crazy. 100 billion is really moonshot. I would be selling before then probably, but I'll say I wouldn't expect it to happen, but I also wouldn't be shocked if it did happen. Like I would be like, wow, that's crazy, but also this is all so crazy that crazy should happen sometimes.
Okay, last token for December is we're going a little bit more safe here, a little risk averse. We've had a lot of fun with some meme coins, AI agents, new L1s. Like these are all the ones that are getting the mainstream attention. This one's also getting attention, but is also feels like it feels safer. It feels weird to say that in crypto, but it feels safer. Athena is our next one. Tell us about your thoughts. We'll actually pull up Athena first. What's it up on the month? I think it's up 2x on the month.
Yeah, 50 cents to $1, $1.10.
90%, almost 2x. Yeah, it's up almost 2x.
I'm very bullish Athena as well. I think it is. So Athena is a stable coin, quote unquote, like algorithmic style stable coin, where they give you like 20 to 35% yield on your stables,
crazy.
Which alarm bells should go off if you ever hear that, which very rightly so. But the difference between it and something like Terra Luna from last cycle is Terra Luna guaranteed a flat 20% return. That is really scary, dangerous, impossible to sustain stuff. The way Athena works is that when people leverage trade, they pay funding rates. So in order to have a leverage trade open, you pay like a small percentage or a fraction of percent of your trade amount per day in what's called funding. When a lot of people are like longing the market, people are basically, when a lot of people are leverage trading, there's a lot of funding rates, and a percentage of that Athena uses to give back to people holding stables. And it's like this symbiotic relationship where as the market is hot and highly active and there's a lot of people leverage trading and paying a lot in funding, they have more fees to give back to people holding their stable coins. And that's kind of the way that I conceptualize and think about it. I'm sure it's a bit more complicated than that, but that's like big picture. Which also means that, when the bear market sets in and as things cool off, you're not going to get 30%. You're going to get 5%, 3%. It'll drop significantly, which is good. It's healthy. It means it's not a total Ponzi, et cetera, et cetera. Now, it could come crashing down. There's always smart contract risk and other risks. But in terms of Stable coins with high yields, I would say it is one of the quote unquote safer ones. So yeah, I think it'll do well. It's done very well. It's going to continue to do well. And
yeah, I completely agree. I mean, just the yield on Athena just this summer, I think was around 15%. And as you said, now it's like 25 to 30%. So it shows, yeah, the yield does change consistently. And as you said, it changes based upon what is happening in the market and most likely based upon the outlook that everyone has for 2025. The market's going to go really well, which means Athena is going to do their yield will stay high, which is going to attract a ton of people into it. We ourselves at Milk Road, we are moving a good portion of our treasury into more yield bearing stable coins because why wouldn't we be doing that? Right. So I think, I really think Athena is a great play. If you guys want to learn more about Athena, I will throw a link. There's a great pro report that our research team wrote at Milk Road Pro all about Athena. It is, you got to pay for it to get access, but we'll throw it in. The first part of it is free. The first part of it's worth a read. And if you want to pay for the rest, you can. Zen, this is it. This is the last time we see you in 2024. What a year it's been, my man. Thank you for all your time that you've given to the show. Everybody listening in, I hope you feel good about these tokens that we talked about today. Let us know, which one are you most bullish on? And we will see you again with Zeneca in 2025.
Take care, everyone.
As always, if you liked today's episode, please hit subscribe and make sure you follow us so you don't miss out on the next one. There's also a link in the description to our free 5-minute daily newsletter where we simplify crypto for you while making you laugh. And if you're willing to step up your crypto investing game, we're going to also leave a link for Milk Road Pro. You get access to our portfolio where you can see exactly what we are buying. This is your number one resource to help you invest successfully in crypto. One final note, this show is for educational purposes only and nothing we say is financial advice. Investing in crypto or any asset is risky and you should never invest more than you can afford to lose. Thanks so much for listening in, my friends. Have a wicked awesome day.